Welcome back to Finding Joy in the Journey. My name's Lynnette, and here we create calm out of chaos. Hey friend, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me today. These are 5 truths that it took me 50 years to learn, and hopefully it's not going to take you 50 years to learn them too. So let's get into it. Number 1, focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. So there's a saying in life of, what is the saying? Where your energy goes, where your focus goes, your energy flows, like attracts like, and all that kind of stuff, right? But it really is law. It can be no other way. So for example, if you take a stick, right? So on one end is unwanted, on the other end is wanted. And your stick can only be one end or the other. So if you're always focused on the unwanted, then you can't be in the energy of the wanted. If you're focused on the problem, you can't be in the energy of the solution. So focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. For example, if you were to go around and say, oh, I hope I don't lose my job, or oh, I don't want to get sick, or oh, I don't want to break up or end my relationship, or whatever the case may be, can you feel how that feels when I say that? I don't want to be sick anymore. Can you feel that? Whereas if you were to focus on, I'm choosing to find ways to make myself feel better. I'm looking for things to be happy about. I'm focusing on the things that I want, not the things that I don't want. Can you feel the difference in the way that feels in your body when I say that? So focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Number 2, you can't change anybody but yourself. Again, this one kicked my butt. Recovering people pleaser. It's fine. So you can't change anyone else. I remember saying if they would just do it this way, it would be so much easier for them. Or if they would just stop doing that, it would be so much easier for them, or whatever the case may be. Or I would, these people would come into my life and I would be like, you could do it. That, like, I'm on the outside looking in, right? I'm not having an emotional experience with what they are experiencing. So I can see it from a different perspective. And so I would be able to just see, well, if you would not do that, then you won't have that experience. And I would go about trying to help them and change them and all of the things. And in the end, I was miserable, and honestly, so were they. It's that old saying. What is that old saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. It's the same concept. You can't change anybody but yourself. Here's one of the things that I learned, and it was a very, very, very hard lesson for me. Change only happens when you are so miserable being where you are that you're willing to do whatever it takes to never be there again, to not feel what you're feeling anymore or experiencing what you're experiencing. You have to be so miserable that the idea of making a change or stepping out or doing something that makes you a little uncomfortable is better than the misery of staying where you are. And that is an inside job. You can't do that for someone else. You can't make that choice for someone else. The only thing you can do is change you. Focus on you. What do I want my life to look like? How do I want my life to play out? What kind of person do I want to be? How am I going to choose to show up in my world today? That's where your power is. When you're trying to change someone else or make them change or help them see it differently or whatnot, you actually give your power away. And if you're joining them in their shit, you're no longer useful to them. If you stay grounded in who you are, and this is what I'm choosing in my life, it gives them an opportunity to also make that choice. But if you go around trying to change everybody, not only are they still miserable, but so are you. You can't change anybody but yourself, my friend. So cut that one out. Stop doing that. You'll find that your life is so much more peaceful and so much more calm when you focus on what can I change within me. Can I choose to see this situation from a different perspective? Can I be willing and maybe open enough to just ask myself, what if? I don't have to believe it. I don't have to agree with it. I don't really even have to take that on or whatever. But can I ask myself, what if? and be willing to see whatever the situation is in a new perspective. So, can't change anybody but yourself. Number 3, this one kicks my ass, seriously, almost every day. It took me a really long time to decide to do these videos because of this specific one. So number 3, not everybody is going to like you, and that's okay. Whew, this one's hard, you guys. It's really hard. I found myself for a very, very long time, if I discovered that someone didn't like me, I would totally beat myself up. Well, why don't they like me? I'm a good person. I genuinely want to help people. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you grow and learn, and I want to share your happiness and your joys with you, and the sadness too, and help you go through things that are really hard. Why don't people like me? And I would just beat myself up about it. But what I learned was this, and it was a very hard lesson, but a very valuable one. People see the world through their own perspective, through their own life experiences, through whatever's been going on with them, their own ideas, their own perspective, right? I know you get what I'm saying. So they see the world through their own perspective. So if they're choosing to see the world in a negative light, or, maybe the world is hard, life is just hard and it's miserable, and they're choosing to see the world that way, that's how they're seeing the world. That's not how they're actually seeing me. They don't get to really see me and who I really am because of the way that they're choosing to see their life and their world. And to be honest, it really has nothing to do with me. It's not about me. It's about them. So not everybody's going to like you, and it's okay. Number 4, nobody outside of you can make you happy. It is not someone else's job to make you happy. That's an inside job. So in my previous relationships, I would be like, oh, my husband makes me so happy, and, blah, 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 whatever. And I placed all of my happiness in his basket. What if his basket had a hole in it, for hell's sakes? What if he was having a shitty day? What if he was overwhelmed? What if he was just ornery? What if it was just an off day? Am I now ornery? Am I having a shitty day now too? Like, my emotions were all over the place depending on what kind of day he was having, or my kids, or my boss, or whatever was going on. It was always someone else's responsibility to make me happy, and I was freaking miserable, and I didn't know who I was because I didn't know what actually made me happy. But once I decided to slow down and really figure out what makes me happy, and I fill my own cup. And now, because I'm filling my own cup, I'm empowered, and I can love on my world through the overflow of my cup. And if somebody's having a bad day, then I can still honor them. I can still appreciate that they're having a bad day, and I can empower them to join me in my good day. And maybe that's really what they need, or what they want, is to just have somebody come along and say, I can see that you're having a really shitty day. You want to change that? You want to have a good day? You want to laugh? You want to, I can crack a joke. I can be really stupid sometimes, right? So can I help you out a little bit? Do you want to join me in my good day? Nobody can make you happy but you. And really, that's a lot of responsibility for another person. Here, my happiness is your responsibility. Well, what if they don't really know me that well? What if they don't know I don't know what makes me happy? How the hell are they going to know what makes me happy? And what if they don't get it right? Now am I unhappy and it's their fault? No. Create your own happiness. Choose your own happiness. It's an inside job, my friend. Nobody can do it for you. Hard lesson, very powerful one. And number 5, also a kicker, saved the best for last. Happiness is a choice. You can choose to get up every day like I used to do and be like, oh, awesome. What kind of day am I going to have today? What kind of shit is the world going to throw at me today? What kind of mood is my boss going to be in? What kind of crap am I going to have to deal with? Blah, 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 blah. Just all the negativity. Or you can wake up and be like, today's going to be a good day. Why? Because I said so. Because I'm going to choose to have a good day. I love my life. I love what's happening around me. I love the shifts that I'm changing in my life. I love my job. Name off 5 or 6 things you love about your job. I love my house. 5 or 6 things you love about your house. It doesn't take very long. It's really just a few minutes every morning, or literally any time during the day. What do I love about my life? Happiness is a choice. You don't be like, okay, well, when things start going my way, then I'm going to choose to be happy. How the hell is it going to go your way if you're not looking for things to be happy about? If you're always focused on finding a reason to be annoyed, or looking for a reason to be offended or sad or mad or angry, how can you possibly see the beauty and the joy and the happiness that's around you, that's available for you to grab onto and be like, yep, this is my happiness. I'm going to choose to be happy today. You have to look for it. You have to choose it. Happiness is a choice. Well, there you have it, my friends. That was my 5 life lessons. Hopefully it's not going to take you 50 years to learn them. I hope that you found something beneficial to take with you, to maybe start trying, even if it's just the happiness things and making choices or lists of things to appreciate or be in gratitude about. I hope that that was helpful for you. One of my goals is to give you a little bit of a nugget of something that you can take with you after each video to implement right now, to start making these adjustments in your life today, to create a life that is filled with happiness and joy and peace and calm. So I hope I achieved that for you. If I didn't, that's okay too. Please let me know if there's something that you would like to talk about. I'm happy to talk about all kinds of different things on our channel. If you did find something beneficial, please share this information with a friend or a family member that you think it might help them. Be sure and like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you can get more information, and the YouTubes will show me to other people so that I can share some love with other folks as well. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you for giving me your time. And remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. See you next time.